Hi everybody, and welcome back.
Hello.
Alright, so last we left off, we went to the underwater world, and we got the sea gem, a slightly luminescent blue stone about the size of your palm.
I think it's a birthday.
Oh right, the bird gem, you're right. It is a large sheet of cloth. We also got this simple but carefully woven pendant of seagrass, a shiny opal dangles from it, so we got lots of neat stuff.
I really want to put the sheet on and run around pretending to be a ghost, but I don't think it'll let us.
I don't know, let's try it. When you unfold the cloth, you see that it is quite a large sheet. Ho ho ho. So, what should we do first?
I think we should check in Little Red Riding Hood.
Check in on Little Red Riding Hood, huh?
Yeah.
Alright.
She's not far from here, is she?
Yeah, she might be at her grandma's house, or she might be in the glade that we originally found her in. Although her name is Possum.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You'll find that it's locked, and you don't want to disturb him. Okay, well, I guess we can't look for her here. So let's go up into the meadow where we originally found her then. See if that's the ticket. Alright, we need to go left from here, actually.
That looks kind of strange.
Yeah, it's a tree.
Oh, looks like a person.
A little bit.
I thought the sorcerer is coming to get you.
No, she's not here.
Alright, well, what can we do?
Well, I guess we could go back to town. Dun, 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 dun. This feels kind of strange being above water again.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
Underwater adventures. Well, let's see if we can find out anything new in town. Maybe the librarian has new books she can recommend to us.
Oh, that'd be cool.
All right, and there's our little friend over here. We needed a handkerchief.
Oh.
Maybe this will work.
A really big sheet.
Here, this might help your sneezing.
Oh, thanks!
Here, you can have this back now.
Ew.
You retrieved the partially used cloth from the haystack. Feel better?
Yeah, it's so good to be able to breathe you.
What did he sneeze out of there? A shiny silver needle lays on the ground near the haystack. Yoink! You take the silver needle. So how you doing in there, buddy? The haystack, or rather whoever or whatever is inside, is no longer responsive to your inquiries. Oh well.
Maybe it was the needle.
Man, maybe that was it. Tiny silver needle. It reminds you of a dart. Large sheet of slightly unhygienic, yet still potentially usable cloth. Yay, unhygienic!
Why on earth would we carry that around?
I don't know.
Hey, the horse is back.
Hey, it's the horsey. This horse must have skipped lunch. The horse doesn't belong to you, Graham. Just leave it be. You'd never speak to a horse, of course. Oh, well. You can't do anything with a horse. Let's go to the library.
Oh, leave the lady.
Oh, they're just random people. I actually thought enough to include just random citizens in this adventure game that you can't talk to.
Oh, okay. Well, you should be able to talk to them.
Let's see, what does the book here say? Is this the one we read earlier? Yeah, we should ask for another book.
Yes.
Could you recommend another good book?
There.
Okay then. This book is entitled Legends. Browsing through it, you notice an interesting excerpt. Daventry's first king, known to many as Legend-Amor, it is as much an enigma of history as is woven into the fabric of legend itself. Though his passing occurred nearly 1,000 years ago, it remains somewhat unclear as to the manner of his death and what became of the power he wielded. Historians do know that Legend-Amor was a powerful magician, or wizard, as he might be called nowadays. He is largely credited with bringing, along with his kind, magic and civility to Daventry and the surrounding world. According to legend, during what was arguably the bloodiest war Daventry has ever seen, Legend-Amor sought to commit his awesome power to the cosmos. It is believed that he blamed himself for the extent of the Grand War, in particular, the magic that had been used to exacerbate the death toll. He therefore chose to render himself mortal, an action that would prove to be his last. However, legend would also suggest that his power may be attainable if only one were to perceive and understand how and when. This is evidenced by a parchment located just a few centuries ago and dated 30 years after the first king's death. It seeketh you the power of legend more, thou shalt be well appraised. It will not be an easy task, from the path thou must be swayed, for in great Daventry lies the means for which it may be found, belonging to one who rules the land by one who wears the crown. From this circle nature springs, from royal thoughts thus sown, though woe betide the unjust thief who claims it for his own. In this great land 'tis known to rest the corpse of Legend Amor, who died defending his home turf in the longest, fiercest war. His greatest mistake, which sealed his fate, he cast his magic aside, up high in the heavens, which forever stretches wide. But the search may be rewarding for the seeker of this power, as its apex soon approaches, when cometh the darkest hour. Hark! Spy sun and moon and planets as well as them align. The one prepared for the ascension will surely see the sign. Power thus can only then be granted to just one from this great tool. If one be thee, then thou shalt be the everlasting jewel. The first king's brother, Morgaline, was also presumed killed in the Grand War. Legend Mor's loyal first knight and successor, Graneth the Thor, ruled over the realm for nearly 50 years. He sired a number of children who either remained to guarantee the continuation of the royal bloodline or set forth to build kingdoms of their own. Interesting.
That's me.
Okay.
Yes.
Would you recommend another good book? Oh, we're getting all literary today.
There.
The book is entitled Power, Politics, and Pulpits. Browsing through it, you notice an interesting excerpt. In many lands, the church and state have long shared a mutual distrust of one another. While the state is responsible for the wealth and security of the realm, the church's concern is for the moral standing of the population. It is said that when one intrudes upon the domain of the other, discord is inevitable, and no other place has been more unpleasant than Colima. The feud between the two institutions there dates back many decades. In the days of the late Count Craestron, the Lord of Colima spoke openly of the need for change, chiefly regarding the education of the common people. The Church of the Faith maintained that the simple people were of the land. They knew the right place, and thus their path was secure. Years later, the young and idealistic Count Caldor, Craestron's heir, declared that the Church of the Faith had purposely been holding the people back, retaining their ignorance of literature and the wider world for their own selfish benefit. Naturally, the Church resented this insinuation and in turn declared Caldor a heathen. At that time, the mood of the population had tensed. Stability in the realm had weakened as dissension between the church and the state rose. It may have continued to do so had the situation not been annulled by tragedy. The Count befell a terrible injury while in the forest one night, which later proved fatal. While it expressed its condolences to the family of the fallen lord, the Church of the Faith asserted that only through its own vision for Colima, not the rulers, could the people find their true path. It is a curious point to note that no new leader has been chosen to replace Caldor, though it has been many years since his passing. In questions about this, the townsfolk were likely to either ignore the inquiry altogether or cast a furtive glance in the direction of the now inaccessible castle.
I think the biggest thing standing between the people and education is the librarian.
Yeah, she's definitely contributing to the ignorance, considering there's so many members she can't keep track of. All two of them. One of whom is now dead, and we're posing as. Actually, supposedly, according to her, the Count seems to be dead too, so both of the members are dead. That's handy.
All of the books are mine!
They're mine! You have nothing else to say at the moment. Oh well, I guess we're not going to talk to her anymore. Oh well. Hey, what time is it actually? Clear sky adds the seating value of Colima's small but open town. The sign atop the store simply says A. Door of the antique shop is your gateway to the priceless treasure beyond, maybe. Hey, maybe that's open now.
Maybe. Looks daylighty.
Alright. Let's call this,
All of your books are belonging to us.
All your books belong.
Aww.
All your books be.
That's okay.
Hey, random people! People of Colima lead busy lives. They have no time for idle chit-chat with kings. Oh well.
They don't know you're a king.
You wear a crown everywhere you go. I'm the king. Whoa, this is a busy shop.
Is that a robot?
Arg! Dragonfire! Oh, no, wait. It's just a meth dragon head. Twin axes grace the wall above the front door. You wonder if they serve as a security measure for intruders. You're inside a cute little antique shop. Old furniture and knickknacks cluttered the place. Against the wall, a low bench displays an assortment of items. Some old shields are lying around in the antique shop. And there is all that. Expensive-looking statue catches your eye. It is sculpted of white marble and appears to be the only item of any real value within the shop. I find it quite odd that this grand statue is situated amongst other ordinary items of far less value. Let's see anything back here. A rather modern timepiece lies cluttered among the assortment of other bits and pieces. A well-crafted lute waits the anxious buyer. It is a weather vane with the obligatory depiction of a rooster. A stack of plain-covered books gathers dust on the shelf. It's a crystal ball. Fairly standard equipment for those of a magical persuasion. There's some vases on display in this antique shop. Yeah. More vases.
What's that thing?
We'll check it in a sec. You really like to know just what became of the rest of the ship. Old shields. Apparently, this interesting-looking item is the Model DX cartridge retrieval unit. Quite a useful little device in another time and place. A strange cylindrical and slender container sits high on the shelf. The markings on it read 7 Up. What on earth is that thing? It is a red sorcerer's hat. That's a tiny harp. How cute. Obviously, the Swiss haven't quite got the idea yet. Alright, what's over here? More stuff? Vases. No. The old antique shop. What's that? A large and incredibly hefty-looking mallet is propped up against the shelf. A small engraving on its head reads Braugi. Ha ha ha. Braugi is actually the name of the giant from Quest for Glory 1 that you have to trade with.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's another Sierra reference. Now let's look at the actual person in the shop. The little old lady is tiny, with twinkling blue eyes. Her white hair is done up in a neat bun on top of her head. She appears at first to be in her 60s, then you notice the sheer quantity of makeup flashed on her face and decide that she may be well older than that. Oh yes, cover up the wrinkles. Well, let's touch her. You should always lend a hand to your elders, although you might be taking the advice too literally in this case. I just want to touch you. Placing your grubby hands all over unsold antiques may not be held in high regard. You know better than to poke around inside a lady's private domain, or in this case, a woman's private domain. Oh, snap.
Good afternoon. What can I do for you, dearie?
Hello. Do you sell anything that would aid an ascent up a mountain?
Unfortunately, I do not sell climbing equipment or anything of the sort. This is really a specialist store.
Oh.
However, I do have an item which you might find useful. This lamp is said to contain a genie. Never tried it myself, of course. I do not believe in using magic to solve my problems. Nature has made us as we are, and we should be glad of that.
Uh-huh. How much for the lamp? The old lady hesitates. You sense she wants more from you than your money. Uh-oh. You hope it is not anything that you will regret. Yikes. This is not the woman we're looking for.
Well, seeing as how you are a man who seems adept at taking care of himself, perhaps you could do a small favor for me.
It's like the start of a cheap porno. Somehow you knew she was going to say that. Oh, God, all he needs now is a pizza. Or a telephone repair kit.
I once owned a beautiful nightingale. Quite rare around here, but the sentimental value far outweighs its monetary worth. That fool old witch Hagatha has stolen it from me, probably to use in some concoction or another.
Her nose screws up in disgust.
So if you could be a sweetie and retrieve it for me, I will trade you the lamp for the bird. Agreed?
Well, I'll see what I can do.
Do be careful. If Hagatha should spot you out of her good eye, then you'll be in for it.
Oh boy. Anything else you can tell us? Nothing more to say at this time. Oh well, I guess not then. So, asking us to go get our nightingale back. from Hagatha. And we're pretty sure we know where she lives.
Creepy cave?
The creepy cave, that's right. We're just gonna have to be careful.
Put the sheet over, pretend to be a ghost. What? It's a good way to hide.
I don't want to put it on this now that it has whatever snot on it.
That's true. It's gonna be kind of icky.
The hay monster.
Throw it at her till it's the plague.
Yeah, it's the plague. Ah.
Run away!
Considering the way she looks, she might as well already have it. Get away from us, enchanter! Oh, guy is such a pain in the butt.
What does he do to you?
Turns you into some animal. What? Oh, it's the bad.